All right, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and we're going to have some fun here. We really are. I'm going to try to stay calm, cool, and collected. Sometimes it's difficult for me. You know that. If you've been with me for a while, yeah, you've seen me kind of, well, let's just say maybe get a little out of hand. So let's talk here. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Tuesday. January 7, 2020. People, just lovely. Lovely. So much to talk about, so much to go over with you. Let's start off with this. Stocks finished lower across the board. A lot of this is because crude oil is not holding on to recent gains. And we need to talk more about this in just a minute here. Cryptocurrencies turned around in a big way. Bitcoin over 8,000, over 8,100 last time I looked. Gold and silver catching a bid here. Okay, that's all well and good. I do not believe that the game is over with price suppression regarding precious metals, regarding cryptocurrencies. It's not over. Not over by a long shot. Because, let me say this here and now, if you don't know already, and I think most of you do. The current stock market environment is a massive, epic bubble. And I've been saying this for a while. The current valuations cannot be justified. Can't be. And the only reason why stocks are doing what they are is, again, it's the Fed in here who is quietly, by the way, pumping more billions into the debt market. You're not supposed to know about this stuff, but it's going on right under your nose. It's the Fed running the show along with the jawboning. You remember all the jawboning? China deal is going to be signed soon, right around the corner. It's gone radio silent. Have you noticed that? We haven't heard anything about the best deal ever. It's tremendous. It's fantastic. But we also found out today China's already not keeping a part of their agreement. Apparently, China had agreed to purchase X of agricultural products from the United States. They're not doing it. And China, in case you don't know this either, is also voicing a lot of unhappiness with regard to what we are doing in the Middle East right now. Okay, all well and good. We have, like I said, so much stuff to cover. Today we found out, and this is no surprise to you whatsoever, U.S. factory orders cratered, and I mean cratered. This is going to continue. The manufacturing sector is done. It's in recession. It's officially in recession. Look, we're not making things in our country. We're not exporting anything anymore. Our economy is in free fall. This is why, again, the Fed's got to step up, and they're doing it right now under the table. Hundreds of billions of dollars being pumped into the debt market every single day. The silence from the president is deafening. You don't hear anything about it. Zero. You're not allowed to know. You have to believe our economy is booming. Everything is great. Ignore the Hoovervilles in your own neighborhood. No, you're not seeing that. Everything is perfect. You know that. All right. So what I want to do here is go over a few things with you because it was a huge day, absolutely humongous. I just kind of covered this very briefly, but I'm going to read this title to you. Repo Panic Returns as Fed injects $99 billion in liquidity overnight for the first time in 3 weeks, and this is going higher. It is going higher, people. And I mean, if you were to really put this all together with not just what the Fed is doing in the repo market, but the entire yield curve, the numbers are astronomical. And they have to increase it. It's the law of diminishing returns. In order to keep stocks where they are, this must vastly increase. Now, I want to cover this real quick, people, because we're hearing the same rhetoric now that we heard during the Iraq war, weapons of mass destruction that were never there. They sold this war to us. Now, apparently, the sell here, why President Trump is saying it's fair game to hit these cultural sites, which is illegal. We covered that. The Pentagon said, I don't believe them, that they will not be striking any cultural sites, is, the Iranian people are hiding. They're hiding their weapons in cultural sites. We heard this before. And if you want to fall for it again the second time, you're a retard. Okay? You trust these people after what they did to us last time? You believe this is the truth? It's incredible. Here, someone now claiming that Iran is storing weapons at these cultural sites, and this is why Trump wants to attack them. You mean just like we were sold that Iraq had WMDs hidden and stored somewhere? Wow, people. Same playbook. You're getting fooled again. It's unfreaking believable. And I write here, looks like the extreme dumbed down are buying the hidden weapons narrative. Yet again. This is what happens when you have a society that cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. A nation of debt slaves. And I go on to say, watch for the propaganda. Same playbook as in Iraq. Convince people that now Iran is hiding weapons in cultural sites to justify striking them. Many will buy it because they have been thoroughly dumbed down and will fall for the same tactic repeatedly. People have, honestly, my dogs, most of them, I have one sleeping behind me, is smarter than the people outside my window. Not you. You follow this blog, you got a few functioning brain cells. More troops, more airborne troops being deployed to the Middle East. We found out this today. It's incredible. I already covered factory orders. I mean, cratering. It's very sad. It's very sad to see this in our country. We're done. And it's all an illusion. Everything that you're being told, sold, bring us to war. This is what they do. This is what they do, people. Here we go. We heard a lot today from Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who is a war pig. The man is a war pig. Understand that. Going back to the cultural sites, this is what he says. All right, now I want you to think about what I just explained to you. They're trying to tell you that Iran is hiding weapons. Okay, Pompeo says any possible Iranian strikes would be within the law. Okay, you want to buy that one too? Good for you. Good for you. Now I go on to say, once this came out with Pompeo again, be ready, people, for a military strike on a cultural center in Iran. The justification will be weapons are hidden there, ready to strike at American interests. The reality is this tactic will further divide the American people. The true intended effect. Nothing is what it seems. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's move forward here a little bit. This is funny. I'm just reading some of this stuff as I'm passing by that people posting. Look, I don't talk about this stuff too much, but I want to set the stage for you. We now have 5 trading days so far of 2020. I never mention this stuff, but I think it's important because I want you to understand the potential to capitalize on this fake market. In the first 5 days of this month, I've increased my entire trading portfolio by 21.96%. You heard right. 21.96% in 5 days. That's only because I know the game. This is how I'm able to tell you things before they happen, and they will. Look, and I go on to say, people, in truth, there is more than enough cash to go around. But the fact is, most people are deliberately kept as rats, lost in a maze by the mainstream media and the political arena. So what happens? They fall into the trap set for them. They become willing debt slaves, zombies. People, free yourself. Free thought, free action. free movement. That's what it's all about. If you allow them to control your mind, you're done. You've literally become a zombie. The zombie apocalypse is real. War stocks rise amid tensions with Iran. Record highs for most of them. It's incredible. It's not going to stop. Now, I want to go on to this. This was one of the other times we heard from War Pig. I'm going to refer to Pompeo as War Pig. Okay? War Pig Pompeo says, we got it right by killing that general. Now, what he's actually saying is the War Pig is referring to getting it right for the military-industrial complex. And they did. As for the rest of us people, we will continue to grease the wheels of the war machine with our blood and guts. It's the truth. Now, I want to cover this because it's just too stupid. This is too stupid. Now, Boeing stock took off like a rocket today. And do you know why? They're dusting off the playbook from the financial crisis. A rumor got floated out that Warren Buffett is going to take a stake in Boeing. Boom! It's a prop-up mechanism. They just, again, what we're witnessing, everything. History tells us what we're going to see. Okay? Now, this right here, and this is what I said. This is yet another tactic used over and over to boost the company's stock. Boeing took off on the rumor that Warren Buffett is buying it. They used him, Buffett, as well during the financial crisis in the same way. Old book, but the tactic works. Old playbook, tactic works. More about the Fed repo increasing. Fed adds another $76.9 billion. And this, look, people, we haven't seen anything yet. This is going to be in hundreds of billions very, very, very soon. Now, I want to cover this again. I spoke about it yesterday, and I want you to think. I want you to focus for a moment. Both sets of airstrikes so far have had it. I'm going to read it to you straight out because this is me writing it. Both sets of airstrikes have added a muted short-term boost to crude. Crude fell today, and that's what pulled the stock market with it. This means a much bigger strike or event will occur to keep crude oil propped up. The law of diminishing returns. You're seeing it play out here, okay? And the United States continues a massive military buildup in the region. This is a setup for a larger strike. For my lions out here, be careful holding overnight positions in equities. Be careful of that. Again, my job here is to put all of you on the right path. Now, earlier today, I'm going to get to this in a minute. I want to make some of you laugh. At least you should find it some kind of funny. And we found out today a shocking number of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and cannot make ends meet. Market watch, but we're booming. Everyone's rich. You remember that? That was President of the United States, Donald Trump. I want to cover this real quick, too, and I literally want you to take a deep breath. All right. I wrote this earlier because there seems to be some confusion. Wake up, people. Credit default swaps, this is me writing, credit default swaps never went away. Neither have synthetic, collateralized debt obligations, nor any of the credit derivatives, which nearly brought the world to a complete financial meltdown. None of this was ever fixed. It's actually worse today. And do you know who's going to pay for it all again? Yeah. You are. You are. You lose. Period. Do you think I'm wrong? I'm going to laugh in the future. All right. I want to read this too as well. And I've said this before. This entire twisted system has been weaponized against you. The choice is yours. Is you profit from it or you get crushed by it. Now look, you don't have to profit from this monetarily. That is like taking candy from a baby. I'm going to tell you what the hard part is. Getting your mind in the right place because they're brainwashing you. Okay? Learn. Pay attention to what's going on. Profit doesn't always have to be money. You understand? I think most of you get it, but some people are locked into that as well. It's absolutely. Look at this. Look at this idiot writes to me. This is in real time. I called Trump and Pompeo war pigs, and this imbecile Laura Voigt Hetrick. Here you are, Laura. Here's your moment of fame. Where were you when Obama did the same crap? Yeah, I beat the living piss out of him too, Laura, you imbecile. This is right on my Facebook page. Laura. I'm going to write to her right now. Laura, I just gave you a shout out on my YouTube blog. This is just too funny. I love doing stuff like this. Oh, sorry about that. Laura here wins the imbecile of the day. You know, someone's got to win the prize. You know what I mean? I'm actually going to write that to her. You win imbecile in caps. I-M-B-E-C-I-L-L of the day. If you guys and girls want to visit Laura, maybe you want to set her straight, because I know for a fact that you know that I beat the living piss out of Obama too. She's going to freak out and yell at me and curse at me. But of course, you know, these people, they have no brain. Laura has no brain. Laura has no brain. Now here we go. I got called a war pig because people are saying, Gregory, you're profiting from this market in crude oil, so you're a war pig. Hate the game, people, not the player. I'm trying to level the playing field for all of you out here. You all know that's true. Here we go. Federal Reserve to cut rates to zero in 2020. I completely agree with that. We're more than likely going negative. It's so sick. It really is. It's so sick. And, you know, lastly, actually, you know what? A couple of things we heard from President Trump today. I hope you caught this. He's trying to sell a new war desperately, and he goes on to say, here, I got a snapshot. We are totally prepared to attack if needed. And then he said this to Trump, eventually, we're going to bring our troops home. Do you still believe the bullshit? I don't believe the bullshit. I go on again. Are you watching this? Trump is trying to sell a new war. Well, I'm not buying it. I will trade it. I will say that, but I hate the game, people. I hate the game. Now I want you to hear this for yourself here. You know, Pompeo, he was the star today, the war pig, and I want you to hear what he had to say about lying and cheating. All right, let's see. I hope you can hear this. Let's see.
When I was a cadet, what's the cadet motto at West Point? You will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole.
Really?
It was like
people think it's so funny.
we had entire training courses.
Yeah. Entire training courses on how to lie. So we're supposed to sit here and believe the war pig? You believe the war? I know Laura believes the war pig. She obviously does, because she attacked me, because the war pig, we just heard it out of his own mouth. He always tells the truth. Anyway, that's it, people. I hope you found this interesting and maybe somewhat entertaining, but everything I've just said to you is true. Nothing has been spun, made false, and I will never do that. You're always going to get it straight from me. And even if I got to call out someone like Laura, I will. Love you all. See you in the morning.